Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. What has been an overcast, a much cooler day with scattered rain showers that continue to roll across the area. You can see basically there's an area of low pressure centered up here, and with the kind of the winds, the flow around it, everything going counterclockwise, so we're seeing things kind of spin and spiral back. And so this area of rain that's associated with that low continues to move off here to the east. We're going to see these showers get closer to I-57, so it's going to get wet. Places like Watsika, Champaign, to Tuscola, and down to Effingham, where it's been dry over the last few hours. Cooler. Look at these temperatures, only into the lower 50s right now, 51 in Champaign. We're going to come back, talk about how things are going to improve soon. We'll show it to you coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now, from WCIA 3 News.
People who have served their time in these facilities can also be allowed to come back to their communities.
Thousands of inmates have been released in Illinois, but is it all because of COVID-19? Plus, a former substitute teacher was in court today for sexual abuse. What students say he did to them. And police say 3 teenagers tried to break into a man's house, but they weren't expecting the homeowner to be a Marine.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Prisons at the best of times are not healthy environments for people to inhabit, and they're particularly unhealthy environments during a pandemic like this.
Thousands of inmates have been released over the course of the last 2 months. Now we know a little bit more about them. Good evening, I'm Jennifer ROSCOE. The Illinois Department of Corrections released data on those released in the last 2 months. Criminal rights advocates have been pushing for the governor to speed up the process of release. WCIA 3's Cole Henke is live in our Springfield newsroom. Cole, so how many of these inmates were released because of the virus?
Well, that isn't entirely clear. While the Prison Review Board has been working to cut down prison populations during the pandemic, there are also people on this list that were just scheduled to be released during this time anyway. In total, over 4,000 inmates have been released over the last 2 months. Criminal rights advocates continue to push for prison populations to be cut down to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in those, or not just in the jails, but in the communities surrounding them as well.
You know, if people who work in prisons are going back to the community at the end of each shift, people who have served their time in these facilities can also be allowed to come back to their communities. The danger is the same whether you're a staff person, a correctional officer, a nurse working at these prisons, or someone who is locked up in these prisons.
For an inmate to be released, whether it be a complete release or put on parole, they must have a place to live set up. That is where they will be monitored and quarantined during the stay-at-home order. Now, we reached out to the Illinois Department of Corrections to try and figure out the number in this 4,000 that actually were released due to COVID, and we're still waiting for a response on that. Jennifer?
All right, Cole, thank you. For the first time in Illinois, the total number of coronavirus cases has reached more than 50,000. Around 2,200 new cases were announced today, including another in a Champaign County nursing home. The University Rehab Center in Urbana has its first confirmed case. Officials say it is a staff member. State officials are also saying there have been 92 deaths over the past 24 hours, including 3 total from Shelby, Vermilion, and Sangamon counties. That brings the total to 2,215. Health officials say as of midnight, about 5,000 people were in the hospital for COVID-19, and nearly 1,300 were in the ICU. 777 patients were on ventilators. A former substitute teacher in Urbana accused of inappropriately touching children was in court today. 36-year-old Clarence Walker is being charged with aggravated criminal sexual assault. He pleaded not guilty. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays has more.
Immediately, I was concerned, obviously, for the kids' well-being, and I had to talk to my kids about it and see if they knew this man, and I don't think they did. And I feel better about that.
The police investigation at Leal School started back in October. Several students said Walker called them names like pumpkin, but one student's report was considered criminal conduct. She was 10 years old at the time. She said Walker put his hand on her back and went lower and touched her backside. He also called her sweetie pie. The principal immediately notified DCFS when she found out. Walker was removed from the grounds and never returned to teach in the Urbana school district. Nicolpin has children at Leal and says she was happy with what the school did.
After reading more today about how the school handled it and hearing from the school personally, I think they did a really good job of taking care of it right away and doing exactly what needed to be done.
Reporting from Urbana, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Walker was ordered to not have any contact with any elementary or middle schools in Champaign County. His bail was set at $50,000. A teenager is in critical condition and another just arrested after police say they tried to break into an Urbana man's home. It happened last night on East Pennsylvania Avenue near Maple Street. A teenage girl knocked on John O'Brien's door asking to use his phone. When he said no, he tried to lock the door, but he says a 15-year-old boy with a gun busted into the house. Luckily, O'Brien has 4 years of training in the Marines. He was able to fight the teenager and hold him down until police got there.
I was able to get his backside and put him in a chokehold, and I kept him there until he passed out, and I was able to put his hands behind his back and keep him in a nice position.
The teenager who had the gun is in the hospital in critical condition. A 13-year-old boy who was with him was sent to a juvenile detention center. The teenage girl was taken into custody this afternoon. She's also at the center. There is nothing wrong with looking for the silver lining in your day. That's why we have one ready for you in our bright spot. That's a little later. And one nursing home's policy is you can never be too careful. How they are trying to keep COVID-19 at bay.